What's up my friends, and welcome back to your daily dose of Fortnite here in the Happy Power channel. In today's video I have for you guys, of course, the Season 4 storyline completely cracked and solved. I think I finally got to the complete bottom of the storyline and you guys are going to be extremely surprised. I know a lot of people are covering this, but I think we're missing the entire point. So in today's video I'm going to showcase for you guys what actually is happening, and I truly hope you guys enjoy it. So without further ado my friends, let's hop right into the information. Alrighty guys, so as you guys know, I don't like to waste your time, so let's get right into the juicy stuff. So we're going to start out at something very simple, the risky reels. For those guys who don't know, this pretty much updates every single update. The sign itself will change to a variety of different things, and for today's video it actually updated to a different thing thanks to the recent update of it as of yesterday. So it got updated to number 1, the beautiful game, number 2, nothing but net, and number 3, the mirror of lies. Now what exactly could number 1 and number 2 mean? Well, they're actually referring to the soccer field that just got built. Every single update, this pretty much refers to what updates actually came into the game, as a little spoiler if you guys have not noticed them yet. Now number 3 is the storyline one. Number 3 is going to tell us exactly what's actually happening in the storyline thus far. And guys, it is in fact one massive lie. Now let me explain to you guys and decode it down as simple as possible. Now I hope to give you guys some insight as to what's actually happening, as a lot of channels are trying to copy me and make these series but are kind of missing the point of it. I'm so sorry guys, but let's get it. So in order for me to give you guys the actual storyline, we have to move into the actual blockbuster loading screens. So for week 7 and week 8 they actually got leaked. Now week 7 features the visitor breaking out of the Dusty Divot research facility, which clearly means he is not working with the government or anybody in general actually. In fact, the sign is actually referring to the movie itself. The movie is one massive lie guys. Now let me further explain that to you guys. Now with me saying that, take that with a grain of salt, as I could be wrong and this is just my personal speculation, but I am going with the leaks and going with what is actually in fact in the game currently and throughout the rest of the updates. Now I think the director of the movie is pretty much hinting to us that it's not part of anything whatsoever. He has no idea what's going on. So look at the director's notes. Every time something actually happens with a meteorite or something happens with the movie itself, I say that with quotation marks in my hands which you guys cannot see, but every time he talks about that, the director's notes pretty much says he has no idea as to what's going on in the background, but at the same time it's great for his production value. And I think that's Epic Games teasing us to let us know that we are completely looking at something false, hence the mirror of lies. They are using this as a mirror to take our eyeballs off of what's really going on with the research facility, the government, and of course the cleanup. My personal speculation is that the government hired the people to make this movie in order to cover up what is actually happening with the map of Fortnite in every single update. Now this does in fact make sense because we do know that Omega and Carbine are most likely just actors. Now the government is going to be using this to pretty much make sure they're completely covering up the fact as to what's going on, which is them building this rocket and the Omega's lair, with quotation marks I say again, his lair, or the government's research facility, to make this rocket in order to defend off what is actually going to be happening with the map of Fortnite, which is the visitor breaking out of the research facility. Now this happens in real life guys. I mean, really think about the conspiracy theories that happen with real world events. Anytime something happens, it seems to be like a celebrity or something else has a baby or something magical will all of a sudden happen in order to cover up a real world event like a war or someone dying of importance or something of that nature. Celebrities and stuff like that seem to be the cover up for government themselves. So what if in the game, the movie itself is covering up what is actually happening with the map of Fortnite? It honestly makes sense if you really think about it. Now to back up my theory, I have for you guys a little information to you guys. So moving on to the week 8 challenges, we could definitely tell from week 7 he is in fact broken out, but where is he heading? Well, looking at the week 8 blockbuster loading screen, we could definitely tell he went right for the government's rocket. Now you might be asking yourself, why on earth would he be doing that? Wasn't this rocket pretty much made to destroy him? Well, what if he could turn this rocket into an escape pod and completely escape the planet of Fortnite? And I honestly think that that's actually the main storyline. This visitor is pretty much just trying to escape the government. It seems to be like after he crashed down here, he's pretty much just trying to get away from them completely and that's why he broke out of the research facility, got away from the government, and all that good stuff. Now to back up my theory even more with this actual speculation or theory itself, it seems to be like every single loading screen, something will happen in the background, and at the same time the movie will go directly to that area and pretty much put the actors right into the action to make it look like it's part of the movie. Could this be a distraction for the actual community of Fortnite or the citizens of Fortnite, if they even do exist, that is, but I'm just saying in general. I think that this is actually Epic Games and Fortnite's way to take our eyeballs off of what's really going on, which is the main storyline of this brand new visitor, and of course the government. The movie itself is a mirror to put over the top of the actual government to completely cover them up, to make them look like nothing's actually happening, they're just simply cleaning it up. Because the whole point of the blockbuster so far appears to be just for that movie, but where did the movie go all of a sudden? Now that this person has broken out, the movie is just whatever, screw that thing, and now it's completely focusing on week 8 of the visitor going right to the rocket and what appears to be making a brand new pod. Putting the current rocket in the game side by side of the brand new week 8 loading screen, we could definitely tell that changes are completely dramatic. And if we zoom in on the week 8 loading screen, you guys can definitely tell he is in fact making a brand new pod to escape this planet. So I think this whole thing was a mirror of lies. The movie itself is a cover-up to cover up the government pretty much trying to clean up the meteorite strike zones and all that good stuff. And that's why the research facility is there, and that's why the government trucks are completely everywhere, cleaning up every single hole and repairing tilted towers and filling in all the holes and taking all that good stuff and pretty much storing it in quotations in Omega's lair to pretty much use the rocks to build his rocket. And not to mention, I think they're using the moon rocks to essentially power the rocket in order to get free fuel to kill whatever's inside of that dusty divot meteorite. But now that it's broken out and got to their rocket before they can complete it, he is now turning their government rocket into his pod to escape. And it does make sense. I mean, look at the rocket, why would there be like oxygen pipes and stuff like that located on the top of the rocket? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Looking at a real world rocket, it should be a pointy tip and that's it. There's no point in all that fancy stuff like pipes and all that good stuff. You could definitely tell that he is making a pod to completely escape Fortnite Battle Royale. And thus, the Mirror of Lies is born. The whole time it's been one massive cover up and one massive mirror to take our eyeballs off of what's really happening, which is completely what we should be focusing on is the government side, and that's completely it. That is my personal theory and my personal speculation, but it does make sense. I talked to several people and they do think the same thing, and I'm curious to see if you guys think it as well in the comment section down below. Feel free to leave your opinions, questions, comments, and concerns down below, and I'll see you guys in the next upload. Stay happy, my friends, and I'll see you guys pretty soon.
Just enjoy, take my advice. You say